Go ahead, Mandy.
Good evening, everybody. Tonight we're doing the second skill, inviting prospects to understand our product or opportunity. And this is from GoPro, 7 steps to becoming a network marketing profession. This skill is the gateway to network marketing. Most people think they have to start off with a great reputation and have lots of influence with others, them to take a look at our opportunity. That is not true. We have to be bad before we are good, and good before we are professional network marketers. If you are like a hunter, you use the opportunity like a gun. You don't build relationships, you only recruit. Your attitude is some will, some won't, so what next? If you act as a hunter, it may make people uncomfortable and people start avoiding you. And most people will recruit and fail and quit. Start studying successful people in network marketing to see what they do. You will find they are not hunters. Hunters just beg and recruit. Use the opportunity as a gun. Start avoiding them, and people have joined, failed, and then quit. Successful network marketers are more like farmers. They build friendship, they build trust with the people they have met, and are able to skillfully share their belief in the product and opportunity. The goal is the relationship and trust. Educate prospects and let them decide if it's something they want to do. You can't force anybody into the business because they're not going to do the business. Don't act like a shark. Coaches. We're more like coaches. We build relationships. We offer common sense solutions to problems people have. So you need to listen to people before you do too much talking. People will be drawn to you. When the time is appropriate, invite people to do one of two things. Based upon the individual prospect situation, invite people to attend an event, one-on-one or a company event, Zoom with a team member or upline, or have a home presentation. Invite people to review some sort of tool, a magazine, a brochure, online website, a presentation, and a demonstration. Build trust. Physical tool makes it real. Events are the most effective. Physical interaction from meeting people helps build trust. It's social proof. It's important people see that there are other people actively involved in this opportunity. Education on the product and the financial opportunity shows that there's support and they have a mentor, so they're not in business on their own. Events build urgency and excitement to hear other people's stories, which makes it more believable and they're able to relate to it. Building a large and duplicating organization, a tool is better for the first step. Our goal is education and understanding. Watching a video works better than trying to get someone to attend an opportunity meeting. Events are better as a second step. With the new approach, Eric found the group grew from a few dozen to a few hundred, then to a few thousand. And all he did was learn how to successfully invite people to watch a video, follow it up with an invitation to an event, and teach everyone else to do the same thing. Different companies use different tools and even strategies to grow their business. Home parties, online presentation, magazines, and shots. As a professional, inviting a new prospect to review a tool and attend an event. Formula for financial independence and network marketing. Your ability to get a large group of people to constantly do a few simple things over an extended period. Basic rules about emotions of inviting. Detach yourself emotionally from the outcome. Focus on education and understanding, and then you will have fun. Your prospect will enjoy the experience. Be yourself. Don't act different when inviting. Just make everyone feel, it just makes everyone feel uncomfortable. Just be yourself. Bring some passion. Enthusiasm is contagious. Smile when you are on the phone. Listen to music that inspires you. Positive emotions will translate into better results. Have a strong posture. Be bold, be confident, and be strong, but be yourself. Next step to professional invitation. It may sound complicated, but with a little bit of practice, you will find it an easy skill to master. Always be in a hurry. Compliment your prospect. When you talk to them, tell them you have a million things going on. I'm glad I caught up with you. Then you make the invitation. Depending who it is that you're speaking to, either a direct approach, indirect, or super indirect. I gave you a video, would you watch it? This is very powerful. Don't beg. It makes you look weak and desperate. Confirmation, get a time commitment. When do you think you'll be able to watch the video? If they're vague and will not commit, just say to them, I don't want to waste your time or mine. Normally, because the person has already said to you that they will interested, and they would want to watch it, you need to get them to commit to a time so that once they've committed to a time, they've said yes originally, yes again. So if they keep saying yes, there's more chance of them actually getting down to watch the video. Then the second confirmation, you confirm the time, and they will say, I will watch it on Tuesday. Ask, can I phone you on Wednesday, and then confirm a time. This will be the send yes confirmation, and they're more likely to watch it. Confirmation 3, schedule the next call. This is when you actually book the call and you tell them you're going to phone them at 9 o'clock if it's suitable for them. You make sure you keep that time and phone them because they build their confidence in you. Once you've done all of that, you get off the phone. Remember, you're in a hurry. It's great to talk to you, gotta run. In a hurry. People always are more attracted to a person who has things going on. Fewer questions, less resistance, and people react to respect your time. Examples, a person who hates their job, that's a direct approach. So once you've heard that they don't like their job, that's what you hone in on and ask them if they're interested in looking at something else. A good friend, use the indirect approach. You need help and you practice on them. In this way, you get to have a look at your opportunity or your products, and they don't feel any pressure in having to do anything unless they really are interested. Highly successful person, super indirect approach. Asking them to review it and to give you feedback. In that way, they also are able to suggest other people that if they're not interested, they might know of somebody who's looking for something to do part-time. A cold market prospect has done a good job selling you something. You use the direct approach. Like if you've been to a restaurant and a waiter or waitress has served and it's given you excellent service, you tell them that you're a positive person and you have something and you're looking for sharp people. They plan on what they're doing for the rest of their lives. Normally it comes back and it's a no. They are interested, and then you just say to them, well, it's not a good time now. Give me your name and number and I will get back to you. Remember, in recruiting, there is no good or bad experiences, just learning experiences. The best thing that can happen for you to develop skills to recruit on demand in any situation. So practice, practice, practice. And that comes from Eric himself. So yes, he's done well at it. So it can only help us follow the plan. Hopefully that helped you all.
Excellent.
Gosh, Mandy,
Thanks,
that
Mandy.
was brilliant. Well done.
Yeah.
Well done. It was awesome.
Excellent. And it always sounds so easy.
Yeah.
It does. We're all getting better at it, especially practicing.
Yes. And that's the key, is the practice and the actual doing.
I also find that if you work on your gut instinct, when you feel what a person's like, that's how you end up building up your rapport with a person, and also not pushing things that you can't carrot. You've got to work with your gut instinct and go as the flow kind of thing goes.
Yeah, it's got to be a natural thing. Can't be too rehearsed or too sort of made up. It has to just be a normal conversation. Oh, by the way.
But you have to be yourself.
Correct.
Anybody else got anything to add to it?
John and Debbie?
I think that's pretty much very good. I thought it was brilliant, actually. Yeah. Anything from you?
I just enjoyed those different steps and stages. I think we've got to practice it, like Sean said, so it sounds natural coming out. And just keep on a lookout where you can practice, practice, practice. I think that's the key. But well done, you covered all those points, man. Did you prepare that whole presentation yourself?
Well done, Mandy. I'm proud of you.
Thank you very much.
Very
PowerPoint is fun.
This is lovely. When I think of what I was like before I started the business and what I'm like now, I can't believe it. Yeah, you learn, boy.
Amazing what practice does, hey? That I can identify.
Even the talking bit, it builds your confidence.
Yeah. The thing is, the more you do it, the better you become.
Yes.
That's what we were just saying on Friday, is plan, what did I say? Plan, do,
Yes.
Review.
plan, do, and review. So
Yeah.
you plan what you're going to do or say, then you're going to do it, and then you review what you've done. And then you do that again, only this time you're a better you.
Mm-hmm.
When we look back in years to come on these videos that are on YouTube, and then see where we've got to once we've got closer to diamond status, and yeah, we can have a good chuckle about it.
And the evidence will be there to see and look and hear our improvement.
Oh, it's our legacy to our grandkids.
There you go. And we need to use that as an encouragement to other people as well, because we look at Charlie and Louis and even Kendra and Jerry, and you look at where they are now. They're confident speakers, they've got a big business, they they're doing what we should be doing, but they're doing it continuously and so easily. But I think if we had to look at videos of what they were like 20, 30 years ago, or in Jerry's case, 60 years ago, I think you'd see quite a big difference. And we
That's-
forget,
You'd be able to relate them.
correct,
Mm.
and we forget about where they've come from. I think it's Louis that spoke about that. And Charlie's mentioned it sometimes as well. You look at a top athlete or a top actor or any of these top people, even the top network marketers, and you go, wow, look at how good they are and how easy they make it look. But we forget where they've come from and what they used to do. They've made those mistakes that we're still making. We just need to learn from them. And the big thing is they have stepped forward and actually done it. Unlike some of us, like me, that knows what to do, you know the theory, but you don't always do the practice. And when you do the practice, you actually scare yourself because it works.
I think once you're at there where they are, status, I think you can be more cheeky like Charlie. You didn't listen what I'm asking. You know, can you imagine? I can't imagine saying that to the people now. No, I think for me it feels very arrogant.
Sometimes
But
you've got
just
to
say it softly.
yeah. No, but
Do you understand?
sometimes you've got to take charge of that conversation.
Yes, for sure.
And I've learned that over the years as well. Whereas if you're in charge and you give an instruction, you ask a question, you expect an answer. Not a, oh yeah, you know, possibly. No, I've asked you a question. What's your answer? Do you want tea or coffee? Not, well, you know, do you want tea or coffee? I'm asking, I want an answer now. And when you do, how many spoons of sugar do you want with it? Do you need milk or not? And we need to relate to that, because if you are firm, makes a big difference. And I've seen that working with patients as well. If you take charge and you're firm, you get a much better response, because people go, oh, hang on. It's not just a buddy, it's a professional.
It actually shows confidence.
Mm.
It just shows confidence.
For me personally, I would rather say, did you understand what I'm asking? That sounds better for me than
You didn't answer my question.
Yeah, no. I will chase him away. Because, you know, the people out there, we in this group, we can say, you didn't answer my question. But out there, I mean, I go to lots of meetings and never in this 8 years, anybody said that. Never. So, yeah, I suppose once I'm a 5-diamond director, I will be the same.
But it's also a matter
If they don't want to come, join me. So it's okay. I've got lots of others following me, helping me doing what I'm doing, you know.
But it's also a matter of learning to read people.
And listen.
That's it. Everybody responds differently. And I've learned that over the last few years as well, that everybody responds differently. And I see that from my work perspective as well. Some patients I can joke with, and some you can't. You've got to be serious. And the same in this business. Some people you can make a joke out of things, and some you can't. You've got to be straightforward. And it's a matter of learning to read and understand people. It's like learning to read a book. When you first learn to read, it's one letter at a time, and then it's one word at a time, and sometimes you're using your finger to read, and eventually you get to the stage where you can speed read. And this is where the ongoing training, our personal development comes in. where learning to read people is actually an art. You learn to read body language. I'm busy trying to expand my knowledge on that at the moment as well by doing a coaching course. I've just started a new one. I'm almost finished the one and I've started a new one. And it's life coaching. And I'm quite looking forward to doing it because a lot of what we're doing here is involved in the life coaching, as Mandy said. We actually should look at ourselves as coaches. Coaches are certainly a big buzzword, and it's a two, according to the one thing I was listening to today, it's in excess of a $2 billion a year enterprise. Yet it's completely and totally unregulated. So anybody can call themselves a coach. There's no regulation, there's no specific qualifications. We are coaches. And we need to learn to be coaches. Listen to Mike van Devender's talk that he did a little while back when Andrew interviewed him. It's under Near Life Resources in Telegram, and it's in our back office. I've listened to that a couple of times. Mike has his ways, but what he says makes a lot of sense. And we need to pick up those little points from what he speaks about there and how it works and what to do. It's quite fascinating. Human beings are fascinating things.
Yeah. And I think, actually all of us on this call has got no excuses, because we all know by experience of our family or our kids. For the one, you can say, you made a bloody mistake. What are you going to do? But for the other one, you have to talk with gloves, Oh, please, I know you can do better. Yeah, try it that way, It's not easy. So, but we've got no excuse, nothing.
I think everyone's got their own personality. And
Very
you've got
different.
to
Absolutely.
go in until you've got to find out what works for you. Lewis Smith said to Stan Webster once, he said, if you don't phone, even at 3 Ruby, within a few months, you will forget how to phone completely. So never mind the rank. Whatever you don't use, you're going to lose. So it's that practice on your own terms, and you've got to keep trying until you find out what works for you. And then if it's ain't broke, don't try and fix it. You can read as much literature, and that's good. And just keep adapting to see what works for you. I know sometimes even approaching people, I try another tack. Sometimes you don't get what you want. But if you practice enough, you'll have that boldness and confidence where you probably could even say to the person in a less formal way, you haven't quite answered my question yet, and get away with it. But if you are firm, they will take that as an insult and say, well, don't worry. You don't want to lose them there. So find out how far you can push the limit, I reckon. And then once you've broken the ice, that is the key, I reckon, in writing people.
Definitely.
You break the ice, talk to them in terms of what their interests are, and then you can withdraw, or you can make an appointment or take a number. I've got a couple of numbers they put on my phone. I've got to phone them back this week, if I can remember who they were. But at the end of the day, they just said, where's your phone? And put their name on. So, that's going to be a challenge. But anyway.
And that's where you put them into your TNL app, and you mark it with a heart, and it's easier to find them.
I've actually had a bit of a challenge on the TNL in importing names and phone numbers in. It's not adhering into the TNL. It says, and I followed the steps there, the third step down there, import a whole lot of names. And I had 34 names, which I didn't want to do hard copy each one individually. I thought I'll copy and then go to the TNL and then paste it into the system there. And it didn't pick up one.
Yeah,
So-
no, rather do one by one, John. It's the best.
No, but why does it give us that option if it doesn't do it? There must be something I'm doing wrong.
Mm.
Because now I've had to do it. I see you right.
Mm.
But if they say import the list and then you copy and paste, if you read it on your TNL, the third option, will you import or share?
Sync all.
That's not working. And not I've tried it 3 occasions and not one has come in. I've
You
had
can't
to do
take it from Excel into
Mm.
TNL. You've got to take it from your telephone book into your TNL.
Yeah, from your contacts.
Yeah.
anyway.
go sync. Remind me at the next ADT. I'll help you with that, John.
Thank you. Thanks, Sean.
Oh,
You having a
My
cat?
cat's scared.
All right,
Ginger.
we're about out of time. All right. I'm going to stop recording now.